Okay, so here is a presentation for ideas to improve your TCG cards. So this first slide just shows a simple standard trading card, and on the right we have an improved version. So if we have a look at the next slide, so you can see there I've done an improved icon. So I've taken it from being quite plain to being a bit more detailed and textures and has highlighted effects. I've taken the border from being plain to being a bit more textured as well. Improved the colouring from being flat colours to having highlights and shade. Well, it's not really, it's just an idea for making the game more complex, really, adding like attack and defense rather than just standard numbers. I've put a textured background, so on the left we have like it's just plain there, and on the right it's got like something that sort of breaks up the background, actually will help the drawing a bit better. This is my general process for making my cards better. So on the left we've got a standard drawing, which I use fountain pen to draw my stuff. And what I've tried to do is just basically improve it. So you do a drawing, do as much as you can, but then I've improved it by copying the arm from the right hand side, flipping it over, and then just blending it in with the rest of the drawing. I've also redid the legs because I didn't think the legs were good enough. So that's the first thing you should try and do with your drawings, is try and just make them a bit better. Next thing I do is flat colours. So I use Krita to colour mine in. If you look at some of my earlier videos, I've just got some ways I do it. So anyway, so you colour it in black colours, so use like orange there for and greys and yellows for this character. And then when you take it over to PowerPoint, you're able to make a colour transparent. So that's why when you put it on the PowerPoint, it just gives you different layers. So this is building the types icon. So I normally build the icons out of PowerPoint shapes, or you could draw it yourself, but I think you want to try and make these quite standard. So that's why I built them out of PowerPoint shapes, and I put it onto a red circle background, and that's kind of the standard icon. So here we have a card here. So you've got the card type there in the left hand corner, attack, power, name, plain. I've put a plain border there, plain background, and special ability. You can see that it's very clear and neat, but it's also plain and a bit 90s and dated. So I think a lot of cards can be like this, and I think that just with a little improvements it can make it a lot better. So a standard change to the background would to give it a gradient background, but I don't tend to think these look that good. I think whenever you print them out, they always look still a bit dated, really, and it doesn't really help the picture that much. So this is the first improvement, was to put better backgrounds on it. So I've put on the left there like a sort of a galaxy or some kind of sun, but I've put it on quite a faded colour so it doesn't take too much away from the drawing, but you know, it puts something in the background. On the right there I've just put like if you were to call your whatever you're going to call your game, on this I've called it combiners, and you know, just give like all the words just together, just to add a bit of interest on the background. So if we apply that to the drawing there, you can see that it actually helps the drawing quite a lot. So I've said there, added texture to background and borders filled with texture and recolored. So whenever you're doing the fills, rather than just having it as a plain color, you can put a texture in. So other things I've done is improving the icon. So on this one I've changed from it being a standard red color, I've done a textured background to the icon. I've also put a glow effect around the icon and done a gradient filled square, so that it gives like a lens, a flare effect to the eye, so it just looks a little bit more dynamic. Here I've just taken the standard drawing, which is plain, and then added highlights in Krita. So you do a plain color first, and then you can do another layer or whatever and add the highlights and shade, so it just makes it a little bit more 3D, a bit more interesting. And then further improvements there, I've put like added flare onto it, so if it needs anything that is shiny, you can add that later on PowerPoint. So that is it, taking it from a simple to an improved drawing. And there's the basic summary of what I do to make mine look a bit better. Tell me what you think, that'd be cool. See you later, guys.